Welcome to my channel, to everyone who's new here, and of course to those of you who are back again, great to have you here. In this video we will take a look together at possible scenarios for the price development of SUI, AVAX, HBAR and Dogecoin. Things remain exciting, so make sure to watch until the end. And if you also want to start trading, then I can recommend you two crypto exchanges. The first one is for the European citizens. It's mexc-kg, you can also find the link in the video description. And the second one is Bitunix, I partnered up with them. Also there, it's for the citizens of the USA. So for both crypto exchanges to get provided from me a 20% discount on their taker fees, and you can see my invitation link in the video description. So let's start with SUI. In bright blue you can see a rising wedge. Broke to the downside, retested several times. In the end it didn't work. This was a chart pattern which failed. This was also a loser trade for me. I can take this one out because it didn't work at all. This wasn't the rising wedge which we were looking for. So here we had a rectangle. We broke it to the upside. Also weird, the retest didn't work, but in the end the target got hit with this high. So basically I can take this one out so we can clean up the chart a bit. What now? I think in orange you can see a rising wedge. It broke to the downside with this candle closed here. Let's switch into the 50 minutes chart to look for the retest. So this was the breakout, this was the retest. And it looks like that we are going to get the follow through. So SUI is now again short for me. This time with a bigger rising wedge. So the target is going to be $3.04 for the rising wedge. I don't like that target. I will show you why. Because we have said here before that this was the rectangle. Rectangles break to the upside, get to their target, okay, no problem. But the target from the downside is still ongoing, and the target is going to be the $3.08. And if we get some kind of price development like this, first push, second push, with the breakout of the rising wedge, we're going to sell off, in my opinion, down to $3.18. Then we get a bounce, and afterwards we break out, and I think target is going to be the $3.07 where I've put you here, the price mark. So I think that this kind of chart development we will get, because we have seen it with Tau already. I can show you that with Tau. We have said it here as well. Here we had the left shoulder. Here we formed the head. Then we got a bounce. This bounce wasn't high. It was a small bounce. Afterwards we broke to the downside. Target was $3.88, but I think the next target is going to income $3.71. 371 US dollar for Tau. We are not talking about Tau in this video. We will talk about Dogecoin, but sorry, SUI it was. But we will talk about Tau in the next video. But I wanted to show you that with Tau, that this kind of price development is possible, and we have seen it already. And in the past we have done the same for HBAR. So I think that we can get some kind of this price development for SUI. Here's the green trend line, which is currently the $3.50. If we break it to the upside and it's not far away from us anymore, let's round up to 6%. So if we break it to the upside, then it would be very good to me, and then I can expect some pushes to the upside, even up to $3.85, where we have here the fair value gap. And this is also something which I want to long. But anyway, I'm in a short position right now because I think the $3.07 is going to get hit soon. But for sure, I don't trade what I think, I trade what I see. So first take profit, $3.18.6. If we break it also to the downside, then I can increase my position size again into $3.07. And then we have to see, is this going to be a double bottom pattern, which we afterwards break to the upside, and then we can see the $3.80 maybe. That's my game plan for SUI at the moment. So what about AVAX? I think for AVAX it worked pretty well. The rising wedge, We didn't hit the target 100%, but we also don't have to. It's just showing us in direction. Now what I see is that since we are up here, it's positive. So if we get a push over $21.50, then I can put the target to the upside, and it's going to be the $22.12. And that would be also the target, some kind of that very sharp falling wedge. I don't like this chart pattern anyway because it's far too sharp, but still this chart pattern is on our chart. The target is the $22.50. I doubt that we are going to get there, but we still have the chance getting into the fair value gap. And what I also see is an ascending triangle. It's this one here. So we can count it as ascending triangle or as falling wedge. So if we lose the $21.15, then I think we can take the spread of that ascending triangle, put it to the breakout point, and the verification that we drop is the $21. So I will make this trend line red for you. Afterwards, I think we are going to get the push at least to $20.60, 55 cents even. I will also put you here a price mark so you always see the number. And then we have to see. So we have so many price tags on the chart. So what I think is if we break to the downside, then we are going to get support at $21, but this is going to be a very small support. Here we can go into a short position in my opinion. That's what I'm going to do. And afterwards, filling the fair value gap even down to $20.55. Here I would take profits and still leave a small amount of money in the short trade because we can still drop far lower. And then we have at least some money in the market. So what about HBAR? This was also the loser trade. Here was the breakout. Here was the retest. But where was the follow through? Here was my stop loss. I got stopped out. HBAR didn't went into a profitable trade. So this chart pattern didn't work. I can take this one out of the chart. So instead, we got even up to 17.5 cents. Not exactly, but at least near to it. Over it, it would be very positive in my opinion. That's why I will do it green. But I doubt it. I think that we have here a sharp rising wedge. I don't want to trade this sharp rising wedge, but it looks like that it's going to break to the downside, and the confirmation is going to be the 17.1 cents. That's why I will make this trend line red. So if we lose the 17.1 cents to the downside, then I'm ready for a short trade into the 16.75 cents. Here's the price tag. And if we also lose it, 16.46 cents. I still think that if we are going to break support to the downside, and the most important one is in my opinion the 16.46 cents. If we lose it, then I think the 16 cents are not going to be support, and we should drop down to 15.72 cents to 15.4 cents. If we get for some kind this price development, get support here and break the green trend line here to the upside, then it would be positive and we can get to 18 cents. But I think we can expect a pullback now. This whole up move also looks weak in my opinion. If we zoom out, then you can already see how sharp this sell-off was, and that we get up step by step. This is a corrective up move. So if we break here something to the downside, then we can even sell off far more. But I don't like to trade a trend line which is something like this. I don't like it. I have my 17.1 cents. If it breaks to the downside, then I'm ready for a short trade. And let's see what HBAR is going to do. It's not looking good. So what about Dogecoin? Here it was very well set in my opinion. since I still expected Dogecoin breaking to the downside. It didn't break to the downside, so we couldn't have been short. Instead, we have set here a double bottom pattern is possible. That's the orange trend line, or this triangle. We broke the double bottom pattern to the upside, retested it for 2 hours, and we got our push into our 20 cents. This was the target. I also didn't expect getting higher prices. 20 cents was the take profit, so basically this was good. I will still keep the targets of the chart pattern up because we didn't invalidate them yet. We broke to the upside. We got one retest of the triangle in blue, and maybe we get now a second one, but as long as we don't lose the 19.37 cents to the downside, then I can still expect this push to the upside. So if we lose that price mark, then I think the next target is going to be, but for that I have to change this price mark, 18.8 cents. If we also lose the 18.8 cents, 18.3 cents. If we also lose it, 17.4 cents for Dogecoin. And the green trend line which I have on the chart, it's on the 4 hours chart, I think. Yeah, 4 hours chart. If that breaks to the upside, then Dogecoin would be bullish to me again. And then I can expect a nice push to the upside. But this green trend line is going far away from us because this is an upwards trend line. So tomorrow, the breakout is going to be at 20.8 cents and the day after 21 cents. So this trend line is going far more higher. And we need the push to the upside. And I doubt that this is going to happen, so we can still expect that Dogecoin is short. You can already see it. I don't want to say that this is the indication for an altcoin season because some of YouTube are doing that. We got here the sell-off. We got here a corrective push to the upside. We got another sharp sell-off. And this is just again the correction. So I think we can still meet the 17.4 cents in my opinion. So I hope that I gave you with this video some valuable information, and we see each other in the Render, Tau, Kaspa and ONDO update. See you then.